7:35. It's always good to have old friends stop back by. Nikki DeSoto's here, and she's with Serenity. How you been? Good to see you.
Been really good. Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
So you got in that storm I got into.
Yes, that was intense. My goodness. But you're right. The light show was amazing.
Wow, lightning! I described it like being at the Super Bowl with the flash bulbs going off.
Yes.
Wow, a lot of lightning. I was over at Cedar Glade camp. There's a little church camp over there, and some kids were playing. My son's band was playing, and went to see them for the last time before everybody goes off to college.
Oh, wow.
And pulled out and turned left on Highway 62, 63, and just lightning everywhere.
Yeah.
Just wow.
And it just popped up out of nowhere.
And Noah built the ark last night in Highland, let me tell you. So how you been?
Doing really good.
Tell us about Serenity.
Well,
it's been a while since we heard, so let's
you bet.
get down to basics and talk about Serenity.
We're the domestic violence shelter. We're here in Mountain Home, but we also have an office in Flippin now.
Really? Good.
So we can help folks out there as well. And what we're really looking for are volunteers. We need some help at our retail stores. We've got 2 of them. We have a donation station. It's in College Plaza by KFC. And then we also have the Purple Door, which is our upscale resale shop. That's over at College and Coley. And at the Purple Door, we're looking for some help on Saturdays, because we are open Saturdays there. If anybody can give us a couple hours on Saturday, that would be awesome. And at the donation station, which is where we actually process all the donations that are brought in for Serenity, we're looking for help on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Any hours that somebody can maybe come on by and give us a hand, we would truly appreciate it. That would be great. We've been so blessed by the community with wonderful donations. We just need help getting through it all.
You need to be able to get them where they need to go.
Exactly.
Sure.
Volunteers needed.
Well.
Yep, volunteers needed. And
I bet we could find a few.
Oh, that'd be lovely. And, we're also very excited. Laura's Card and Laura's Laws just went into effect on Wednesday here in Arkansas. And this is such a powerful tool to help law enforcement in domestic violence situations. Those are the most dangerous situations for our law officers.
Really?
Anytime they respond to domestic violence.
Domestic side of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's on the other side of that door.
Exactly. And
so how do you handle that? I mean...
Well... Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's a fabulous tool for them to be able to help the victims. It's a card that they can hand somebody that has all the information for state, local, regional, national assistance, legal aid, Crime Victims Reparations Board, where they can actually get monetary assistance to help them get back on their feet. And it's a wonderful way for us to partner with local law enforcement to really get the word out that Serenity is there to help, that we have the space, we have the advocates. Please come and let us help you and get your life back together.
And where are you located? I know that the Twin Lakes Home Builders were instrumental in helping to get the building redone and get it remodeled. And
yes, and Home Depot, too. They were our saviors. Yep. They were fantastic. We're at 1015 Highway 62 West. It's between Bomber Boulevard and 9th Street, right next door to Italian Garden Dining, which is why we've all gained about 5 pounds because of their wonderful Italian food. But it's...
And you have facilities over there, so if someone has little fluffy...
Yes, we do. We do.
That,
thanks
Chris
to...
Nassari?
Chris Nassari's son, Hunt. Yep, Hunt Nassari did that as his Eagle Scout project.
Yep.
We do. We have facilities for dogs and cats.
Because that's a big thing with people. I mean, that they don't want to go with... you see that in natural disasters, tornado victims and things like that, where they don't want to be evacuated from their house because the shelter won't take the dog. So I'm going to stay with the dog and suffer whatever consequences that may be, because there are loved ones as well.
Exactly. Those animal companions, especially for the children, to be able to have their dog or their cat with them, that's huge. Because, you've taken them out of their home. There's been this very violent situation.
Sure, it's a traumatic thing. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be as violent even, but the trauma of having to be uprooted in pretty short order, which is generally how you end up with them.
Very much so, often in the middle of the night.
Right.
And to be able to have that dog or cat with them, it's huge. I mean, we have seen that over and over again with the kids.
And they can't always pack up a bag So sometimes they may come to you with just literally the clothes on their back. And
Wow.
Exactly. Wow. And what we'll do is take them over to that donation station where we need the volunteers, and we make sure that they have shoes, underwear of all things, clothing, all the toiletries that they need. But, we want them, especially the kids, to have things that are theirs, toys that are theirs, books that are theirs. Because when you're pulled out and uprooted like that, it's very disconcerting for a young one, and to be able to say, this is mine, and hang on to that.
Sure.
Makes a
They
big
cling
difference.
tight to the doll or the teddy bear or the dog or cat. Yeah.
Very much so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Things we don't even think about on a day-to-day basis.
No. And you run a full house
Most of the time.
Most of the time, right?
Right now we have 23 people who are staying at the shelter.
Uh-huh.
That is equivalent to, we have 12 moms and their kids.
Well,
It's a lot of folks. And one puppy. Got Scooter over there right now.
That's
He's
good.
adorable.
That's good. I'm sure he's not suffering from lack of being petted. So
no, he's loving it. He's the only
sure.
one.
Yeah, when he leaves, he'll be like, wait, don't put me back.
That's
Where
like
does
I
it
like that
go?
over there. Yeah. Right.
And and we're always looking for support from the community. Our federal grants have been cut down. They're only 26% of our budget now. That's covered by federal grants. So we're always looking for help. Even $5, $10 can go a really long way.
Sure. All adds up.
Yeah,
And
every
you're a
dollar counts.
501c3?
Correct, we sure are. So everything's
it's all tax deductible. Whatever you give to Serenity goes for a good cause, and you can help yourself at the end of the year because that's all part of it as well.
Exactly.
What's the biggest need right now? I mean, we talk about volunteers, but in the way of donations.
We're very grateful to HDL Farms. They are bringing us fresh produce every week because that was something we couldn't always afford to get.
Oh, great.
So that has been a true blessing.
And who was that?
HGL Farms right here in
Just
Mountain
make sure that we get one. We want to make sure the people who help out get the right plug.
Shipleys, you
Yes,
bet.
right.
They are fantastic. But I think our greatest need is covering some of those just necessities of running the shelter. Electricity rates are through the roof because it's summertime. We're trying to do more healthy cooking in the shelter. We actually have Twin Lakes Literacy coming and doing healthy cooking classes, which is great. The ladies are using the gas stoves more, but that also bumps up our gas bill.
So just good basic financial support from the community would help.
That would be wonderful. Yeah, we would really, truly appreciate that. And we are so grateful to this community. That new shelter would not have been possible without this incredibly beneficial community. I mean, they have been so supportive of us.
Yeah.
And it's just the day-to-day keeping things going. Keeping the lights on is always a good thing. It's always important.
You think about, Bob's here every Friday, and we talk about the quality of life and, how good we have it here. And yet we hear about 23 people at a home for domestic violence. How do we put an end to this? Even Bob and I discussed this prior to the beginning of the program, the frustration level. We need to find a different way to take out our frustrations.
Yes, especially in the heat of summer, because high temperatures bring up high tempers.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way. I heard Bob talking earlier. Talk to your pastor. They are wonderful resources, and they're right there every Sunday. They're there during the week. They don't just work on Sundays. They're available all week long. Talk to a friend. Go out and do something relaxful. Go fishing. Go on a hike. Try and reconnect with nature a little bit. Try and
just go down to Cotter. Go sit down.
There you go.
Go down to,
but to just
go down
to break that
Springs.
cycle that has you in that cycle. Just go for a walk. Go for whatever.
Everybody has to let off steam.
What it is you're seeing.
Right. Yeah. Change your surroundings would be wonderful.
That's important.
Yeah, that's a very important point. And also, we're trying to educate children at a younger age. We're trying to educate parents of younger children about violence, what to look for, how to stop it. Bullies tend to grow up to be bullies.
Yep.
And also in Laura's law, one of the new laws is education for our 7th through 12th graders about safe teen dating, which we talked about last time, Dale.
Yeah, that's good.
The importance of recognizing those red flags, looking for over-control situations in a teenager's life, and making sure that teens are looking out for each other. and not allowing their friends to get into abusive relationships. So I'm really excited about that part of the new law.
And while
that's
stranger
wonderful.
danger isn't around every corner, and we shouldn't feel that way, that, oh my God, everybody's out to, hurt somebody else, and
Sure.
we get involved in people's business that maybe from time to time we probably shouldn't. We overreact and things like that. You see that pretty regularly on the news, people sticking their noses where it don't belong. You can look at a situation and see that that's not right. And
Yes. You know in your gut that something's
that
wrong.
And there's a difference between being the nosy neighbor, the nosy, guy walking down the street, and someone seeing a child locked into a car. That's something that needs to be addressed right now.
Exactly.
Mom's telling her child, be quiet. We're trying to do whatever the adults are talking here. Be quiet, and just reprimanding them isn't a capital offense.
Right.
I mean, we've got by just great as a society for a number of years with just saying, Tommy, quiet.
And after 3 times, the paddle or the belt came out, and then we were quiet.
Yes.
Or Mom would be at the bottom of the stairs, and she'd rattle the belt and just get that little jingle down.
There you go. That's all
She'd
we
never
needed.
come up, but it was just the idea. Okay, this means that she wasn't
She really
joking.
means
She
it.
really did mean it.
The old hickory switch in the woodshed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and picking your own switch. I remember that as a kid. But it's so important, especially family members or good friends. If you see somebody and you suspect that they could be in an abusive relationship, talk to them. So many people are afraid to talk about it.
Yeah, and it's not a matter of confronting the offender. Talk to the victim and say, "Look, Susie, or
So-
Jimmy," because
Yes.
it goes on both sides. I mean,
We've
this
had men
isn't
in the shelter as
strictly
well.
a female situation.
And what I've
bet.
heard is sometimes they're afraid of the aftermath of reporting, hey, I'm in an abusive relationship. They get out, they get some help. 3 weeks later, they're back into it.
Right.
And
you
that
know.
happens. Yes, it does.
And then the next time they're afraid to leave because of the consequences of what might happen when and if they go back,
Well, that's why it's called a cycle of violence, and that's what it is. It's like goes around, and they're on it and off it and on it and off.
Yep.
This is a good spot to take that break.
There you
We'll be
go.
right back. Stick around. 750. Kind of, what would you call it?
A
It's
little
not-
overcast.
A little
It's a
overcast.
little cloudy out there. Looks.
We'll take another look at the radar here in a minute. We're
We hope
visiting
that
with
it doesn't rain, so I get the grass cut.
There you go.
You sling that water. I mowed 3 times last week. Each time I'm taking it down a notch, so I don't have to mow. So, hey, there we go. We got a. We're just. Let me refresh this. It looks like we got a little pop-up shower showing up in northeast Marion County. Let me highlight this a little bit. And
Sure.
we have another one in southeast Marion County, and other showers. That is going to be in southeast. Everything's in the southeast, it looks like. Southeast Izard County and northeast Searcy County. Some shower activity. And the line of showers all the way down to I-40 around Lone Oak, Carlisle.
Wow.
Anyway, back with Nikki DeSoto and Serenity. You call it a safe house or just a shelter for?
It's a shelter for domestic violence victims, and it's not just an emergency shelter. As Bob was saying, we need to really break that cycle. And a lot of what we do is helping educate these women with life skills, job skills, helping build up their confidence so that they won't go back to that abuser. That instead that they're going to find the confidence in themselves, they're going to get a job, they're going to get their own home and place to live.
What about the self-esteem?
Yeah, that's
Does
a
that get
big
damaged?
issue. Very much so. And usually that's been damaged long before they come to us. That starts at childhood, how they're treated as youngsters. And Bob was saying a lot of abusers look for damaged women. They look for women with low self-esteem, low confidence, because they're easy pickings.
Sure, they're easy targets of opportunity. There's no doubt about that. That's how they get that way.
Yeah. so
Well, in past weeks, not only in this program, but on the Saturday afternoon show, we've been talking about the human sex trafficking issues.
And
Which is in this
that
area.
part's going to go hand in hand. Sure.
Yeah, it's
it's
in
gonna
this
go-
area, you bet.
Because we were talking that a couple of years ago, the Super Bowl was, of course, the Super Bowl is the biggest draw. It brings people in from around the world. And Little Rock, Arkansas had like 26 arrests based on human sex trafficking connected to the Super Bowl in when it was played in New York or Meadowlands, New Jersey, whatever. But now Branson's being watched because you get the little Taylor Swift wannabes
Yeah,
They grab their
exactly.
guitar and a bag of clothes, and they're sitting on the street, playing, hey, I can make you a star. I'm pretty. You start with the element of trust, and then it recirculates around to dependency.
Exactly. And you have to break that dependency. You have to convince them that they are strong enough on their own, that they don't need somebody else, that they can do
the
it.
importance of parenting is the bottom
Crucial.
line for all of this.
Very crucial, yes. Parents need to take more time with their children.
Right. And make them feel not that little Tommy can walk on water, but just that, to make them feel good about themselves, not overly nutsy about it, but just make them feel good about themselves when they do something right, or that they're doing a good job as a child, that they're living a good life, that, that was a great job you did helping Mrs. McGillicuddy, take her groceries or something like that.
Exactly.
And things that can help them feel good about themselves.
We're not in the fathers knows best or leave it to Beaver society anymore.
No, we're not.
No, but
And we're not going back either.
Yeah, we're not going back.
So, we can wish and hope all we want. It ain't going to happen.
But one simple thing every family could do is have one meal together.
Yep.
Have dinner together around a table.
That's almost
Talk
out the
to
window.
each other.
Without the phone?
Yes, without the phones. Leave the phones somewhere else.
Yep. And if you can't do it every night, if you can get, you don't do it. You're not going to start off doing it every day. If you can get to once a week and then twice a week, small steps. Don't try to bite everything off at one time. Take small steps and just kind of reconnect with the family and just reconnect with your spouses and things like that, and look for a better situation for everyone.
Do you think that in the domestic violence, that in this, mom goes to work at noon, she'll be home at 9:30, dad went to work at 7:30 this morning, he's back by 5, he's having to help the kids after school, get the baths, blah, 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 back and forth, lack of communication?
Very much.
Really?
Yes.
Sure.
Very much. Because things are happening parents don't know about. Kids are getting involved in things the parents don't know about.
Oh, I told mom. Oh, I told dad. And
Yeah,
and the other side
exactly.
rather don't.
Communication.
Sure.
Yeah.
Final 40 seconds for this week. Nikki, you get the first word. Last thoughts?
Please just think of Serenity. We really need the community's support right now. We would appreciate any help that we can get.
And how can they contact you?
We can give us a call at 424-7576 or use our hotline, 424-7233, if you know of somebody who needs help. We're here.
Very good.
It's a great,
You bet. Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team, Century 21 Lemac Real Estate. Your phone number and location?
870-405-0793. Give my honey a call, and God, she does such a good job. She really does. I can't help it. She
Retired
does.
to Arkansas.net's the website. It is beautiful.
Thank you.
That wraps it up. Hope everybody has a great weekend.
You too.
Try to stay warm.
Yeah, that's not going to be a problem.
See you on Monday. So long, everybody.
That'll be good.